Hey, it's Isabelle from the Assisted Living Network. I know you hear me say all the time that I only spend 5 hours a week on my 3 care homes, but that's my truth and the truth of so many who own and operate from a hands off perspective. But that doesn't mean just because I spend 5 hours a week on something that no one in the home on the daily is managing the stuff or doing the work. Listen, someone is, it's just not me. It's the lovely and incredible RAL Administrator. In the United States right now, there are 76 million baby boomers. The number one dilemma for these baby boomers? Housing. That dilemma can be your opportunity. Welcome to the Assisted Living Network podcast, where you can discover how just one residential assisted living home could secure your financial future forever. First things first, the administrator, or sometimes called executive director of the home or facility, is the end-all be-all of the home, the true lifeblood. Okay, they make sure that everyone shows up for their shifts, or if someone can't come in, they find a fill-in. And this could include, but is not limited to, the chef, the caregivers, the handyman, the landscaper. I mean, the list goes on and on. Anyone who's supposed to be there for a certain role, if they can't find someone to cover it, they're probably going to cover it themselves. If they can't find someone to cover it themselves, their next call is to that administrator, who has to find the next best person to fill that role. And if they can't, then they'll do it themselves. This is part of the task, filling in as needed. Next, the administrator is usually in charge of giving tours to new prospective residents in the home. Unless, of course, the owner wants to be more hands-on and do this themselves. It helps keep a pulse on who's moving in and the culture within the home. But most of the time, the administrator is doing this and making sure that everything in regards to marketing to fill those beds is being done correctly too. They may be in charge of going around in the community to pass out business cards or brochures. They may be in charge of key relationships with placement agents, geriatric doctors, or community leaders. Having them on speed dial and keeping up with them to make sure that they have that relational format together. They want to make sure that not only does this person move in after the tour, but that the person even comes for the tour. And to do that, they understand it all starts with marketing well. A big and important role of the administrator is dealing with compliance checks with the state. Whenever the state comes over unannounced, usually, and annually usually, this is when the administrator will give them a tour around the home and show them whatever it is that they need to see to make sure that the home is up to code and good to go for, quality and not having deficiencies. They're usually going to ask to see things like fire suppression, menus, schedules, and different documents, like your policies and procedures and things of that nature. Then they'll scope out the facility to look for things like mold, mildew, medications unlocked, or cleaning supplies aloof, broken ramps or handrails, any safety concerns. If the owner is going to be more absentee, a big part of the administrator's role is going to be the meetings with the owner. This may take place at the physical home or on Zoom or a phone, but regardless, they should probably happen once a week minimum. In this meeting, my best advice is for the administrator to be super prepared to bring as much as they can to the table, meaning they need to be reporting on new residents, lost residents, new staff that's leaving, any maintenance issues that may come up, any obstacles happening within the home that they need support on. If there was a state compliance check, they should probably report on that too. They should give you maybe a P&L or projections for what they're seeing coming up ahead in regards to expenses. They should go over any concerns that they're having in all departments. Any families causing drama, cover it all, baby. We have formatted sheet that we give to our inner circle members for these meetings with their administrators to make sure that these meetings stay on track and that the administrator can come prepared. I like to also have a limit on how much money the administrator can spend without my permission. Like when we first started working together, almost 14 years ago now, it was like, hey, anything under $500, don't ask. If you need it for the home, just do it, okay? But if it's between $500 and $1,000 and you really need it, and I'm not replying to you fast enough, just do it and we could talk about it after. But if it's over 1,000, don't do it at all without getting my permission. Okay, that number has now increased over the years with more trust and more responsibility and more of a track record to be under 1,000. Don't ask me, right? You have permission. And the over 5,000 is the don't do it unless I say number. Okay, that's a big jump, but something has been built over time because now our relationship is one of understanding between each other. They know how I think and what I need and what I would or would not say yes to. The administrator is also responsible for hosting team meetings. We do like a changing of the shifts meeting, so a quick morning meeting and a night meeting, and if the administrator isn't there on site, then someone else will host this and report back to the administrator any findings or notable things. This team meeting is much more focused on the day or night at hand. It's like a that day thing. So any resident reports or issues or anything pertinent to that day or week. For example, in the meeting, it might be reported that, hey, resident Jane had a fall last night in the middle of the night. And resident Rick's wedding anniversary is today, so be sensitive as he just lost his wife 2 years ago. And resident Joe doesn't have an appetite for the last few days, so keep an eye on him. Maybe they say, hey, Carla's filling in for Michael on the night shift tonight, or it's time to start decorating for Halloween on Thursday, so clean extra deep today and make sure to pull out the decoration buckets labeled Halloween in the garage to prepare for that. Night shift will be responsible for the decorations. This is exactly what those meetings might entail. So everybody can be on the same page with everything in regards to residents, staff, and any housing issues or upcoming things. Another duty of the administrator might be grocery or supply shopping. If there's no private chef in the home, the administrator is usually going to be responsible for this, unless the owner has switched to a grocery delivery service. But if not, the administrator goes out and gets the groceries or gets the supplies needed to keep the house going in full force.
Hey, it's Isabelle from the Assisted Living Network podcast, and we have an amazing event coming up this fall. It is the one and only Assisted Living Conference. If you are in this industry or looking to get in, you cannot miss this event. Not only do we have incredible speakers and sponsors and vendors, but you're going to be able to network with other care home owners and operators and really get those things you need to take your business to the next level. So don't miss this year's event. Click the show notes and grab your ticket today. I'll see you at the Assisted Living Conference. Now, back to the show.
Last but not least, a big duty of the administrator is dealing with resident and or family issues. As these arise, this is something that the administrator is usually very hands-on with and handles with care. To be frank, if there's an administrator who can do all of these things perfectly, they are a unicorn. It is almost impossible to do all of this and be excellent at every single item. But the best administrators will try, and they will come pretty close. Others will supplement by getting an assistant administrator, aka a glorified caregiver. And that person will help them fill in the rest of the duties so that they're able to kind of tag team it. The administrator role is vital and one of the most important roles in the business. So make sure you hire well, treat them well, and retain them well. You don't want this person to set the wrong precedent in your home, ruin your reputation, and or run you out of the business. It's a game of trust, so play it well. And if you want to learn more about how to hire the right person for this role, you're in luck. We host 3-day trainings 8 times per year where we cover this topic in depth. It's so important. So grab your ticket today using the link below. And before you go, make sure to like and share this episode and follow us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Thanks for listening to the Assisted Living Network.